Okay, we're on the last unit of practice book 1.2 for real Shanghai Mathematics. This is the last unit of year 1 practice books, as this is the second book, and unit 6 is called Consolidating and Enhancing, and this consists of 5 sections. The first section is the 100 square. Okay, and that's here. So the 100 square, and then they've got a 100 square, count in twos from 2 and circle them. So getting familiar with the 2 times tables as well as even numbers. The first one's been done, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on and so forth. And then they can see the patterns that develop by doing a 100 square. So they have a column of 2s and columns of 4s, column of the 6 and 8 and 10 as well done. And the similar thing with count in 5s from 3 and circle the number. So this is more about additions, and where if you counted 5s where you'd end up. Again, you just get 2 columns there. Question 2, find the numbers and circle in the 100 square. So row 4, column 6. So getting you familiar with rows. Rows are horizontal, columns are vertical. So row 4 will be in the 30s, and column 6 will be in the 6th line, in the 6th, so in the 6 ones. So that will be 36 as a number. And the row 3, column 1, row 3, column 1 will be 21, and so on and so forth. And you've got it there that you need to do it. Question 3, which number is it? The number that is 3 rows under 48. So 3 rows directly under 48. You're going down rows, so you stick to the same column, you go 3 rows under. So 1, 2, 3 rows under, so that's 78, and so on and so forth. 6 rows above, so getting you familiar with rows, columns, and the terms like above, below, under, etc. B, the number that is 1 column to the right of 12. So to the right of 12, that is 13. 4 columns to the right of 54, and so on and so forth. 2 columns to the right. So getting you familiar with information that's been used before and getting it confirmed in terms of consolidation and wrapping it all up together. Really, number 4, fill in the numbers as they appear in the 100 square. Okay, so in the 100 square, what would happen? You got 45 in the middle, so on either side you'll have 44, 45, 46. So 45 is to be done, and above that will be 35, below that will be 55. And if you're stuck with that, then do turn back and look at that, but it should be fairly straightforward. So 71, next to that will be 72, above that will be 61, above that will be 51, and so on and so forth. Question 5, look at for patterns. What do you notice? So this is referring to 12 plus 13 plus 14, 3 plus 13 plus 23. This is for the square that's been indicated there, and then you get an answer. So have a look at the answers there and just work them out, and you probably see a pattern that they're referring to. I wonder whether the answers are all the same. Is that why they're saying it? But as I say, you can check the answers there. Moving on to the next question, next section, which is number 2, revising addition and subtraction of 2-digit numbers. Question 1, sort and the calculations into table, adding a 1-digit number to the 2-digit number without carrying. So that's without carrying, adding a 1-digit to a number with 2-digit numbers. So that's 31 plus 4, and so on and so forth. Without carrying will be in the top box. Without carrying and adding 2-digit numbers, and with carrying. With carrying means basically the ones added together are more than get up to 10 or more than 10, so you have to carry the 10 over to the other side, and that needs to be included. And then use the preferred method to complete these calculations. Do it like this to give you an example. Calculate 24 plus 49, and again you can do it your own way, but I tend to prefer 4 plus 6 plus 3, so that's 13. Put a 3 in the ones, 1 in the over the tens bit, and then 2 plus 4 is 6, and then another 1 there, 7, so that's 70. That's 73. Question 4, use column addition to work these out. Column additions, or just work it out along the road if you're familiar with that. As I say, maths is really about being able to do the calculations rather than sticking to a particular method. 5, read each question carefully and work out the answer. Alex has taken 12 books from the shelf. He has left 68 books on the shelf. How many books were there on the shelf at the start? So you need to get the concept of is it bigger or smaller, and show them an example if they are struggling with that concept. As I said before, it could be smaller numbers or even your bookshelf, just to get them to understand that when books are taken and the books still left over, that it's going to be an addition, because the numbers in the original will be more. And then question B, sold 57, shop sold 57, then there is 6 washing machines Saturday and Sunday. How many washing machines did the shop sell together? So it will be more than 57. Yes, so you add it together. Write in the missing numbers for question 6. This has been done before. So the first one should be straightforward because there doesn't appear to be any carrying over needed. And the next one will be slightly harder because 8 to get to 0, that must be a 10. So 8, 2. And then don't forget to carry the 1 over as well. So the other one will have to be 18 because we still got a 1 to carry over. That'll make it 7. And then try the other one yourself. Again, 7 to 13 would have to be 7 plus 3 plus 3, so that's 6. And then don't forget again to carry over. Question 1 on page 83, sort the calculations into tables, so similar to what's been done before, subtracting 1-digit number from a 2-digit number, so that's like 20 take away 2, and that's with that. That one is with borrowing, because you can't do 0 take away 2, and so you put them in the right columns. 35 take away 4 would be an example without borrowing, and 94 take away 37 would be an example of 2-digit number from each other, and that will require borrowing because 4 take away 7 you can't. So remember, 4 take away 7 you can't, so we'll take from the 10 from a 9, so that becomes 14. 14 take away 4 take away 3, so that's 7 left over there, and then we've got 8 take away 3, which is 5. So 5 and 7, that's 57. If we use the preferred method to complete these calculations, and they give an example of how you can do it shown below, so you can do it that way, which is go further, 78 take away 40, and then you can add 1. Again, if your child happy with that, then fine, but if they're comfortable with the other methods that they're using and they're good at it, then it's not a problem. Question 4, fill in the missing numbers. Again, this is about the differences, so it's 31 take away 8, and so on and so forth. And addend, as we mentioned before, are 2 numbers are added together. The term that they need to get familiar with is difference and sum. Sum is by addition, adding, and difference is by taking larger number from a smaller number. Taking a smaller number from a larger number. Question 5, use column addition and subtraction to complete these. Again, if you don't want to do column method, if you can do it along the side, not a problem. So 41 take away 14. You borrow a 10 from the 4, so that 1 10 from the 4, that becomes 11. 11 take away 4, so that's 11 take away 1 take away 3, that's 7. And then you got 3 take away 1, which is 2, that's 27, and so on and so forth. And you could do the additions there as well. And again, you got a combination of both. So you need to concentrate, child needs to concentrate whether it's take away or addition, and not get confused between both of them. Question 6, write greater than or less than. Again, 26 take away 7. You don't need to work it out because that's obviously going to be less than 26. And you're getting familiar with centimeters and meters. Remember that 100 centimeters is a meter, and so if child struggles for 2 steps, then you can remind them they can change the 1 meter to 100 centimeter, cross it out, and then compare the two. Again, 13 millimeters, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, so you need to reinforce that if your child is struggling with that. Those concepts. Question 7, read each question carefully and work out the answer. A rope is 32 meters long. Ravi cuts it 2 long pieces. 1 piece is 17 meters. How long is the piece? So is it going to be addition or subtraction? It's going to be a subtraction. 12 more books on the shelves. There will be 80 books on it. How many books are there on the shelf already? So if you put 12 more on there, there will be 80. So it's going to be less than 80 originally, and therefore it's going to be a subtraction. 24 pupils left the school hall, leaving 16 there. How many children were there in the hall to start off with? So if 24 people left and there's still 16 there, then it'll be addition together. There are 25 chocolates in a box. Alex ate 9, Emma ate rest. How many Emma? So it's going to be subtraction. Again, if your child struggles, then the concept of is the number going to be bigger or small? And if they're struggling with that, then show them an example. Get some chocolates or something to eat. It doesn't have to be 25. Again, it's important by concept, so they understand this kind of phrases with different numbers would still be the same. It's important about knowing whether to do addition or subtraction. There were 56 fishes in a pool, then Charlie put in 39 more. How many fishes are there in the pool now? So he put 39 more, so will there be more or less? There'll be more. And then moving on to 3, which is changing the order of numbers in addition. So we've said know this before, you can add them in any order. 56 plus 33, or you can do 3 plus 56. And whichever order. Normally it's easier to get your head around starting with a larger number than a small number, and doing it that way. But if there's not much carrying over, you can do it straight away. As I say, it's just a reminder you can do it either way, but you should be able to do it fairly straightforward. Question 2, complete these numbers in sentences, fill in the missing number. So 8 plus 35 is the same as something plus 8. Yeah. So just a reminder that either way we can do it, and this is just demonstrating that we can do it either way. So 8 plus 35 is the same as 35 plus 8, 42 plus 49 is the same as 49 plus 42, and so on and so forth. Question 3, add these numbers. Think about the order of the addends. Just think about the numbers that's been added. So you can see in the first column you got 21, 22, 23. And so the answer is just going to go up by 1, and then similar to 24, 25, 26. This is the first no digit, but again, it's only going up by 1, so each answer should go up by 1. So if they see the pattern, great. If they don't and they're working yet, that's not an issue. Add the numbers, look for patterns. That's question 4. If you see the pattern, great. If you don't see the pattern, still fine. Just write the answers. 5. Use the numbers to make 2 addition sentences and 2 subtraction sentences. So you can use any numbers. 2 additions, so you could do it 40 plus 11, 51 plus 11, and this subtraction could be a larger one from a smaller one. So 51 take away 29, or 51 take away 40, and so on and so forth, and should be fairly straightforward. And then we got question section number 4, which is different ways of looking at 20. So how can we do that? So they've shown you by circling around that all these numbers, all these circles all together are 20. And how can we write 20? Well, 2 tens can be 20s. How many 5s are there? Each of those circles is a 5, and there's 4 lots of them, so 4 5s. 2s in 2s, then circle each one in 2s. How many 2s will there be? There'll be 10 2s. 4s, go circle around all the 4s, and you realize it's 5 4s, and so on and so forth. Circle and fill in the blanks. So the similar concept is for here. So you could circle the 6 there. You could put another circle of 6. So that's 2 6s, and how much are they all together? The 6 plus 6 is 12. And so on and so forth. And 4, circle 4, and circle another 4, and then circle another 4. It should be 3 4s there. And then 3 is again similar concept. These are all 12. How many 3s? So each circle should have a 3, and then keep going until you've got no more circles left outside of the circles. Okay, and for 8 again, for one below it, go in 8 and do that, and then the 2s and the 6s, and that will give you the answer. So each circle should have an 8 for the 8s, and that will tell you how many 8s are there, whether there's there may be 3 there, and then the 6s, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if it's 24, the 6s. So this getting them just introducing to the concept of times table without formally introducing it. Think and fill in the blanks. How many groups of what? So there are 3 groups of how many in each one? 5. And then how many altogether? That'll be 15. And then again here, groups of how many? Okay, so you could just circle. I mean, there's plenty of options, but you could just circle each one in 2s, circles 2s, and then say 2 groups of 4, and there are 8. Okay, and then moving on to the last one, last of this book and last of the year 1 material in real Shanghai Mathematics, which is called practice exercise 3. It's a reminder about times. Draw lines to match the times and activities of the clock. So remind about times, and anything past 12 o'clock is in the afternoon. So 8 o'clock is in the evening, late evening, and you're matching them together. So you get up at what time do you get up? Well, 7 o'clock's been matched already. To the 7 o'clock, you've got 3:30, which is probably school finishing. 12:30. 12:30 is there as well, and you've got bedtime 11:30, and we got 8 o'clock here. Okay, 8 o'clock's not there. So get up is probably a 7. Get up, what time would you say? 7 o'clock. So yeah, okay, so just draw lines to match the times and activities of the clock. So what time do you tend to get up from these kind of times? Click that. 8 o'clock is not here, so you can't. So some of them will be matching, and some of them won't be matching. So they're not on there. Like 12:30 isn't there. Let's see, 11:30 instead, and that'll be the late bedtime, or probably 9 o'clock is a bedtime. Okay, question 2, write less than or equal to or greater than in each box. So 10 pence equals is less than £1. So getting you familiar with £1, £1 is 100p's. So they need to be familiar with that. So £6 is 600, so 600p, 600 pence. So you need to be familiar with Each pound is 100, so £6. How much that will be? And even if you do not know that, you just at this stage you want to know which one's larger. So it should be fairly straightforward. The £6 is going to be larger than 60p, because 60p does not even make up £1. 5 centimeters and 50 millimeters. Remember, 50 millimeters is 5 centimeters, as there's 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, and then you got a few more there. 28 centimeters, the same as 2 centimeter, 8 millimeters. No, that's not correct. So 28 centimeters is larger than that. And then just be careful to look at the units, because 10 centimeters is not the same as 10 meters. 3. Choose the correct answer, then write the letters in the brackets. 2 £10 notes and 50p makes how much altogether? So that's 20, and then 20, 50, 9 o'clock at night. In the 24-hour clock, you can write that as 9 plus 12, which is 21, so 2100. And C is longer than 1 meter by 10 centimeters. If it's longer, it's going to be more than that. So that's going to be 1 meter, 10 centimeters. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So it should be straightforward, 100 plus 10. And the clock on the right says what's the time there. So it should be straightforward. Question 4. Read the question carefully and work out the answer. If in year one, there are 29 pupils in class 1 and 32 pupils in class each of class 2 and 3. So getting familiar with certain terms. 32 pupils in each of class 9, 2 and 3. That means there's 32 in class 2 and there's also 32 in class 3. How many pupils are there in class 1 and 2 together? So that's be 29 plus 32. How many pupils are there are year 1? So that's 29 plus 32 plus 32. So you've already worked out the first part for A. You can just add 32 to that. Are there enough seats in 248 buses to take all the pupils? So we can work out how many seats there are first. 48 times 2. We haven't done times 2, so we do not need to worry about that. What they should be able to do is 48 plus 48. How much is that? And then compare that with total number of people in year 1, and then if depending on which is larger, then the answer should be straightforward. But it's just a 2-step process. Question 5. How much will it cost to buy 2 badminton rackets and 2 table tennis bats? So it's going to be a case of doing 42 plus 42, and then tennis bats as 17 plus 17, and then adding them together. So again, we're not learning about times tables yet, so it's just about adding, more adding. B, if you get £50 to buy a model car, how much change will you get? So will you get less than £50? Yes, because change means less than £50. So it's going to be 50, take away 38. If you want to buy 2 things and you want to pay exactly £100, you should buy what? So this is just a reminder about adding, and the child should get familiar with how to do that. We've done some of these questions, so hopefully they can pick it up. So they should think to themselves, okay, well, 100 has 0 at the end, so clearly the ending is going to have to add to 0. So it can't be 42 and 17, because the ending 7 plus 2 is going to be 9. So it's going to have to be a 2 at the end and an 8 at the end, and can't be any other one. So it's going to have to be 42 plus 38, or exactly 2 things you want to spend. You should buy it. Okay, so it can't be. It could be 2 and 8. That would give you 10. So you could try that. 42 plus 38, and then you work out that's 100. And the other one is 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. So it could be badminton plus the helicopter, and then you could see if that's £100. If you could buy 2 things, which would you choose? So this is whichever ones you want to choose, and then work out the total cost by doing a calculation. And with that, we end this lesson, which is the last unit of year 1 Shanghai Mathematics practice book. And so this ends year 1 material, and I'm moving on to year 2 books, which I've got purchased from eBay. So the price of them should be around £5. So it varies. Sometimes you can get them cheaper, but around £5, including delivery, should be what you sort of aim for, and nothing more than that, really. Certainly at the time of recording. If you can leave your comments below, please, and subscribe and like and share, and ways of trying to improve it further would be great. And thank you for your time.